Audio check, ladies and gentlemen, audio check. Check, check, audio check, ladies and germs. It's Friday. And good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Pedro and I will be with you in just a moment. Good morning, everybody. Well, listening to Wes with All Gassed Up. Getting this Friday show started, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. I'm sparing you all Pedro's rapping. I'll turn it on now, Pedro.
Beatboxing.
Oh, you're not listening to it, that's why.
Yeah, I can't even hear it.
Yeah, you should know. All right, good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever it is in the world you're coming to us from. Welcome to DYOR Live here on the DYOR Media Network. It is July 25th, 2025, and it's a Friday. We've had a fun week this week in crypto. Bitcoin kind of stagnated. It did reach 120 at the beginning of the week and then kind of went the rest of the week. And today took its dumperooski, doing a nice liquidity sweep. So we have that to look forward to. Probably Pedro's going to say like, well, it went down, so it's going to go up. I bet you I'm right on that. Anyway, also, President Trump left the United States today for Scotland, but dropped plenty of trade tariff bombs on us, including saying, well, Canada is hard to work with. We're just going to let them pay the big tariffs. And of course, then there were some other famous slams. Today, President Trump slammed South Park. South Park, one of the most famous shows of all time, which over and over again is right bang on with their predictions and news. And he said they're not even relevant. So now you know an old 80-year-old president is not with it when he doesn't know that South Park is always right. And lastly, inflation ticks up a little bit, and after the president goes and visits the Fed with his construction hat, saying he was going to wreck the building and all this type of stuff. But it turns out he had a good meeting with Mr. Powell and said Mr. Powell reiterated that the economy is doing well and we shouldn't trash it by overheating it right now. And so I think Trump's going to take a little breather on this anyway, on the wanting to drop it 3 points. Anyway, good news for the markets. Bitcoin dropped it, as I mentioned earlier, separate issue. But anyway, as I always say, my name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking. The man in the box next to me is Mr. Pedro Garcia, the crypto chart analyst. Pedro, what's happening today?
Not much. No. It's a beautiful day, man. I can't complain. Can you hear me?
I can.
Can they hear me? And can the audience hear me? Because
yes, they can.
All know.
They can hear
you. give me a thumbs up, my peoples. Let me know that y'all can hear me.
You can. Right. I can see your voice going up.
Right. Awesome.
What's happening, my friend? What's happening to you this Friday?
Man, it is good, man. I actually was able to pop around to a few of the X shows, was able to reconnect to a lot of people. I had to eat some humble pie a couple times, saying because I thought BTC was going to go down to 30,000 and 40,000, and I was wrong. And it's always good to be wrong because that means you learn and you grow and you mature. But I mean, I will never stop giving my real thoughts and opinions on where I think the market's headed and where we think. But I won't sit there, because I just think it's important to be honest and real with that. With that said, we talked about earlier this week that Bitcoin had gone down to go up. So I expected us to reach high. But I also said that if we do start to fall through, be prepared for us to come reach for these liquidity points. And that's exactly what it did. And so we saw this part here.
Wait, so you're telling us you had to eat some crow about being wrong earlier about a major move to the downside, but on the weekly and shorter time scale, you were bang on and made all sorts of money.
Yeah. Yes, but that's
boy Pedro.
I don't like to I'd rather eat my humble pie than try to boast in my accomplishments.
We get what you're saying.
Yeah, the accomplishments speak for themselves. That's all I gotta say. I don't need to sit there and boast in it. The only thing I boast in is that I know Christ and Christ alone. All right, next.
You know me.
Let's go. And I know Tom too. Me and Tom are actually pretty darn good friends. I actually look forward to the next time we hang out because it's gonna be cool. Always learning, keep it up, Tom and Pedro. Thanks, preach. Oh, yo, we got CMM Kungar. What's up, Mikey? Good to see you. Always a pleasure. Where is Fire Chicken as well? We need Fire Chicken as well.
He's here.
What's up, my people?
Kumgar says, long live South Park. Absolutely.
Long live. Also, guys, if you could do us a quick favor, please hit the like, subscribe, and share button. Hit the little thumbs up over if you're on Rumble. That helps us out quite a bit. It helps things out, move the algorithm so that we can get up to the 20 and 30 viewers and watching at one time. That's when you really start to get in on that fun time here. So and that comes by your guys' help. It really is your guys' help, and your guys' ability to do what you do always helps us out. So I just want to ask you if you guys could. I will plead you, grovel, whatever it needs to take to do that. And if you need me to flex, I will. Look at these guns, bro. You remember how they were flat about at the beginning of this? Dude, I'm starting to get out. Look at this, bro. Like,
look
I'm
at
getting
this.
my cuts back.
I've never had this in my life, all from just push-ups and little weights. That's how we get viewers here, man. The algorithm's going to say, not bullet guns, but arm guns. Sun's out, guns out.
Sun's out, guns out. Let's go. Long hair, don't care. All right. So let's check out BTC here. And while Tom is sharing things and getting people popping, I'm going to go over BTC and let him share and to get this show popping like it's hot because we at 11.
Pop it like it's hot.
All right, guys. So let's check this out here. So we saw the market sell off here into Friday evening. We saw it come down. We hit the liquidity point. But remember what I always talk about. We want to see volume come in, right? We want to see a decrease in seller volume and a higher volume come in. And we want to see get above the 8-period moving average is what we're looking for, right? And so when we just don't take a liquidity pull just blindly. We want to make sure that we have momentum behind us and so that we can get that 1-to-1 ratio where we get that 70 to 60% off. And then we then let it run if it can run, and we try to get that 2 or 3x off of that, right? And so that's where I'm always looking to look. And so you can see here, we came down to our liquidity point, right? We hit the highs here. Give me 1 second. Boom, boom. We did close below the 8. This is the daily. We saw the sell-off come down. And then the reason I'm bringing this up is because that daily candle is what is going to communicate to us really what they want to do, right, over the into next week. And so you can see here on Friday that they didn't put any seller wick in. It's just super important to pay attention to is this little guy right here, this itty bitty guy right here. As you can see here, it's kind of small. And so this is a good sign saying, you know what, they're most likely going to take it back up and push it up. So with that said, when we're coming down to that liquidity point, right? So this is kind of like the meta narrative that we look at to sit there and say, hey, what is actually going on? What's going to happen? And we know that we look for, oh, what's up, Chuckity Chuck? What up?
Fire Chicken in the house, using the whole fist there, Doc.
Kungar! Fire Chicken! What's up, dude? Good to have you, brother. Always good to have you, Chuck. Man, we've missing you, dog. We've been missing you, man. My heart. I felt like I was like Jack, just watching Rose just float away when you weren't here, man. I'm just saying, I'm just throwing that out there, not to get all super. Anyways, okay, let's get back to the charts. Y'all don't need to hear me singing Titanic over here. All right, so the most important thing that I was bringing up is let's go over this trade here again. So we knew, all right, came down. We saw some buyers come in, but it didn't continue. So we would not have taken this right here, right? Boom, coming down, coming up. We're not seeing a demand wicks. We're like, But what do we see right here, right? So we see it finally push up above the 8 period moving average. But again, you can see here, this would have been kind of those ones that it is okay. So you can see here, we come down, we get above, we start seeing an increase in volume. So we just said, okay, cool. We want to wait for a retest when we see this because we don't see really any demand wicks being bouncing off of showing real support. So we can see it go up and I see it blows right through. So we're like, we don't want to get into that one. But again, it comes back down and tests this right here, right? So we're looking, we see good volume here. So we're like, okay, let's see. But we don't really see any demand wick here. So then we come back down again. This is where we see the actual play happening right in here, right? Is that we come down, we find support. So what do? We put our entry level around here. We put our stop right here, and we are looking for a 1-to-1. So 1-to-1 from here to here, 1, 2, 1, right? And we're going to be taking off how much? 60 to let's mess that all up. Give me 1 second. That looks weird. 60. Let's do that one more time. 60 to 70%, right? Off the first 1-to-1. We're looking for that 1-to-1 ratio. Then after that, once we get that, then we want to, like I said, take that off. And then we're going for the second and third push-ups. So let's check this out. So this would have been looking like it. You can see right here. We see it come in. Boom. Comes back down. Our stop gets tested. We didn't get our 1-to-1, so we would have left this alone. We would not have been playing that. We would not want to have gone in, or we would have got in, but we would not have, we could, it's okay to get stopped out. Like I said, this isn't a perfect system, but you will win more times than you lose, and you'll receive more money in your pocket. So it would have pulled back. You would have been sweating. You're like, stomach would have been turning. You're like, I don't know, I can handle this. I got to go to the bathroom. But anyways.
It's the hardest part of crypto for me is just being patient.
Letting it
hardest. It's so effing hard.
Okay, it's all right. You know what? This is just a part of the learning skill, and this is and it's a beautiful thing. So you can see right here is when we see come up. So all of a sudden right here is when we have that 1-to-1 ratio, which is nice, really nice. Look right here, mate. It came back down, tested the lows here, and said it got rejected off the lows. And check it right here. We're in at this level, so we're going to go right here, and we're looking for a 1-to-1 right here to here. And right here, we hit that 1-to-1 right up in this level right here, and all of a sudden, you take out your 70% or 60%. I like taking money out, and you would have caught that right there, and then you would have been like, okay, well, typically,
thank you, Chuck.
We
I
either
appreciate
do one
it.
or two. We hit a major moving average,
Pedro,
which is like the 200 daily on the 5-minute, or excuse me, the 200 period on the 5-minute. Or we crash, not crash out, excuse me. We get out once we close below the 8. So either way, you would either gotten out right here or around right here, whatever you were paying attention to. So either way, you would have been already, the trade would have been great. You would have been a happy camper, and it would have been game on, right? Now, you can see here, as the day has progressed, it did kind of pull back into this another liquidity point. I typically don't take liquidity points and after I have a good trade, because it's just sometimes it just doesn't work out. So you could have again got in right here as well. You can see here we started putting in demand wicks. We came in. You would have been putting you would have got in right here. Your stop would have been right here, and then you could have carried this all the way up to here, which would have been
all the way
again, all the way over here. I sound like a Jewish grandmother, you know.
All the way.
All the way over right here. You could see right here, nice little play. You would have got out right up in this level. So either way, it's a nice little play there. You could have gone in twice. Normally I have to get the trade in, and then boom, and then bounce like a rubber ball on a playground. Alrighty. So that's about it in a nutshell how we played. We talked about going up and then to come down. So that's how we finished off the week. I thought we were going to go up. I thought we were going to go up to go down to go up. Kind of like a W is what we're looking for, right? It's kind of like when you see this, bank, bank, bank. Or it goes bank, 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 bank. No, wait, I always get so confused because it's always the opposite way. It doesn't matter. You guys got what I was saying there. So obviously I was a little wrong on it, but it did sell off for the week. Again, the weekend still isn't over. I know there's a lot of news going on with Trumpster. I'm gonna start calling him the Trumpster, Mr. Trumpster, Mr. President Trumpster. You can see here that it's just kind of floundering around. You're kind of chilling here. So we'll see what happens. But I do expect this weekend to be kind of volatile. I do, for whatever reason. I think what we're going to see here is important. Just simply because if we do see a sell-off, as my ear's itching, forgive me. Right here, you can see we have that the 112 area and that 110 area that we haven't tested yet. And so I could see it's coming down there into the weekend and then pushing back up. Again, you have that 50 period moving average setting right here at that 110. So even if we come down over the weekend and we hit that, just understand you're going to have a violent move off of that, okay? Off of that 50 period moving average. And you have the liquidity area here. And so that's an important play you can play here. Okay, so that's one of those things I'm definitely looking at. And you have that weekly 8. So if we come down, we're going to test these lows here and then push it back up. So if that's what we see in the weekend, you know how to play that, okay? I showed you how to play on the liquidity points right over there earlier in the show. Now this is how you would play the same thing right here at that 50 on the daily and the 8 on the weekly. And so that will be a fun play. Money had by all. Just,
money had by all.
That's what I'm trying to grow your
well,
bag.
I need some more of that, and my little jar here is empty. I took the whole week off from trading, Pedro, because I was out at Oshkosh at the air show with the Striking Jr., who's had some very good follow-up communications regarding getting a job. So hopefully some interviews will result out of that, and my efforts as a dad to help that out. But my efforts as doing dad work do not work with trading. So I stayed out of the markets all week. And like I said yesterday, it's been kind of, it's actually good to take a little break when you're focused on it all day like we are. But you feel left out. You're like, oh, I missed that move. I missed this move. And I know that there's always more moves. But I don't have that feeling of what's going on with the market, where the trends are, all that type of stuff. But safe to say I'll be getting back into it this weekend, watching the markets shape up, especially Sunday night's Asia Open for the Monday Open. See what's going on, get back in, make a little cash monies, bring my account back up so I can pay some more bills with it, especially since I have Striking going off to university here in 2 weeks.
Exciting. Ooh. Exciting.
The amount of shit kids had to go to school with now, Pedro. My God. When I went to school, everything fit in like about half of my car. Just like everything I needed, clothes, whatever crap, just put it in the car. Now the list is, they got so much crap they got to go to school with, and then when they get there, I got to go to IKEA, and I got to do this and that. I'm like, sleep on a mattress. Go to the library and study. I mean, you don't need all this crap in your room, and you got to have this and organizers and that and this kind of stuff. And I'm like the list on the Amazon wish list is like $750 deep. I mean, my God.
That's
for a school that costs $69,000 a year or something crazy like that.
Yo, you know what I tell my foster boys? I said, listen, I never went to school, and I've educated myself pretty darn well. I'm not saying that I don't. If I see that I don't, if I don't know something, with the internet, I just don't understand why you need to go to a public school anymore. I just don't understand. I mean, especially with AI and multimodal teaching, AI systems, like, it's amazing, man. Like, I mean, you can sit there and have it teach you. And so and here's the thing, I'll tell it like my learning style. I'm always trying to learn how I learn. Right? I'm learning how I learn. And so I'll tell the The AI, look, I am a verbal introvert that is more of this style of learning that does this style of certain circumstances, and I have these certain things about me that you need to know. Dyslexia. In addition to that, I have whatever. It doesn't matter. It will fit. It fits to me so I can learn. And it goes, and it'll literally sit there. I'll show you certain things. It'll say, because of some of the disability you have, you'll see this way. So I'm going to start backwards so you can see it from a very large perspective, and then we work backwards because your brain works that way. And I sat there. That's actually how I started learning even faster over the last 2 or 3 years, because it literally sets things up for me exactly how I learn. Teachers don't do that.
No,
they do not. They're like, you got to figure it out. So it's like, I just don't understand school. I don't.
I think a good stocks to short are all the public education groups that own campuses.
Yeah.
Just short the shit out of them, because they're gonna buy the ones that invest in AI learning and stuff like that. Because the first time a professional organization, not like doctors or lawyers, but like architect or somebody like that, accredits a university that's mostly AI taught, the party's over for everyone else in the university world. I mean, because you can learn individually, and you can go in and say, I have these skills, and here, not only that, but here is the exact AI certificate. This is what Tom learned. This is what he did. This is what he did. Here's his status scores in relation to the population at large. He taught this knowledge. He knows this knowledge 90%. He knows this 60%. It's going to be a complete game changer for everything. And what it's going to allow people to go to university on their own time, and it's going to bring a whole ton of 20 to 22-year-olds back into the labor workforce that we're looking for manufacturing, trades, jobs, and all that kind of stuff, because they'll graduate from high school and go, you know what? I want to go to college, but I want to do it on my own terms. In the meantime, I'm going to go make $50 an hour, doing these new manufacturing jobs. Or at least, I graduated from my high school vocational school with computer
science,
robotic operation programming. And then so they go right into working factories, programming the robots with a very specific skill. And then they say, you know what? I'm going to be taking these AI classes to learn mechanical engineering, so I can build the robots now. And they'll do that it's going to change everything. It really is. And in the days of saying, well, we didn't go to a 4-year university, wow, I don't know, we can't hire him to do that job, are over. They will be over very soon. And I thankfully, both my children are in study lines that can't just be eliminated by AI. They will use AI as tools to make all sorts of better things. Anyway, we've gone on long enough about that.
Let's go ahead and go ahead.
No, I was gonna change back to Bitcoin, but if you have something to contribute there, by all means.
We can. Well, long story short, I'll put it like this: Peter Thiel, one of the best investors of our day and age, literally started some schools out there where he literally just says, "All right, kids, look, you're gonna go to college. This is what you're gonna do." And he started a school, and it's based for his people, his close friends around him or whatever. And the people, so it's been now, I think 3 or 4 years, 5 years, I think 5 years, 5 or 6 years. And a lot of the people who he's brought in, obviously they're smart, they're intelligent kids, but what they're building and how they're actually out there doing stuff is phenomenal. And they use a huge portion of AI to actually give people undergraduate lessons on just history. You got to take history 101, history 102. You got to learn economics, macro, micro. You have to understand just simple math like algebra, right? He's teaching all this literally through AI. That is literally what some people's profession is they're a history teacher. And now with AI and what they're actually done, it's literally an expert. It's literally an expert in almost every single field on the face of this earth now.
You know, it's going to be great. It's going to tell Grok. Teach me the history of the Battle of Gettysburg in the voice of a professor. Well, the North Army settled in traditional tactics, and the South came in through the tree lines. But you know, the blah 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 blah, and then you redo it. Now tell it like I'm a street rapper. Well, shit, mofos came in hot. They was all strapped. Other boys came in like pussy bitch ass. They didn't have as much strappage. Got their asses whooped up and down the gang site. I love doing that with Grok. You say use a different voice, and it tells you in a different voice.
The biggest key is that you just have to make sure that it's not biased to.
Very difficult.
Yeah, and so this is where I think you will need humans in this, at least for now. My biggest fear is ultimately that we actually, as humans, we stop using our brain. That's my biggest fear, right? That amazing algorithm that we have between our ears, that quantum computer that allows us to be able to see different views and perspectives, as long as we don't have cognitive dissonance, allows you to. So you love it. It sounds funny, dude. You have the cackle.
No, I'm seeing what our Fire Chicken commented here, and the great graphics machine comment machine puts on the screen, puts stars up. So usually it's banned words, you know. It banned the word redneck. It's not a list we set up. It just takes yeah, exactly.
You know, it's funny when Tom starts to cackle. It's really, if you start to cackle, it's legit.
I'm watching the live feed of the comments here, and it's different from the great comment machine. I'm like, why would redneck eulogies? The mofos was strapped, came in blasting the caps. Bitches from the south ran off to the south side.
South side.
Battle of Gettysburg, street rap style.
You know, it's kind of cool, you know, and it'll actually help a lot. One of my boys, I've been sitting there because he kind of grew up in inner city area. And so he said, as a child, he used to have an amazing, eloquent vocabulary. I mean, and he had a deep insight, right? But as he grew older, he basically lost it because his friends that he hung out with didn't really use it. So basically it goes back into the recesses of your brain until you have to literally yank it out is really how it works, right? And so I finally said, look, I'm not going to cater to you anymore. You're old enough. You're becoming an adult. You have to use words again. And I'm not going to sit there and try to work around you because I want you to be set apart from the people you're around. And if you stop sounding like them, they will not hang out with you because you sound white. African American.
Sound like you went to school, you mean? Or sound like you have a brain?
Well,
nothing to do with skin color.
Well, I mean, I grew up in. Anyways, I mean, it doesn't matter. Need to know. We don't.
We all heard you. We all hear your language slip into the street.
Right. So what I'm trying to say is this: is that the most ultimate awesomeness in. When it comes to AI is that it can teach you, like it can legitimately teach you how to communicate in a more eloquent and efficient manner. Like some of the stuff that I sit there, I'm like, okay, how do I make this simple? And I'll literally say, how do I make interest rate swaps simple as a first grader can actually understand it? Or a bear steepening or a bull steepening. How do I make this so simple that a first grader or second grader can understand it and get the concept? I am amazed how eloquent it is on how to make it and making it simple for somebody to understand. You know, I love it. And so I tell all of my kids now, you know, my foster boys, like, look, you need to go out and you need to go do the work. Like there is no other time in history to be alive right now to be able to get ahead. Y'all out there trying to sell drugs and steal cars and all this BS. And the reality is you don't need to. Learn how to code and then create. And also all of a sudden you have real money coming in. So anyways, enough. Again, I'm on a weird tangent here. Yeah, me and my tangents. By the way, Chuck, good to see you, my dog. It is a pleasure, dude. Thank you so much for always joining us. It's always a pleasure to see you and to communicate with you. It's good. It's always a good time. So thanks for being
Pedro,
with us.
in the show intro, I talked about Bitcoin and Nasdaq.
Yes.
That they've traded in sync for a while, but today they did not at all. Bitcoin dump OLED, right, and Nasdaq
went up.
Did not dump OLED. Went up. What's going on with Nasdaq, and why is it doing better than Bitcoin?
So one of the things that we can honestly say is, remember, the biggest things on NASDAQ is that you have the top Magnificent Seven, and anything from a geopolitical standpoint that really favors them, or from a manufacturing standpoint that favors them, will always push up the Magnificent Seven. And so we saw one of those circumstances that actually happened in that avenue. That's why we saw that go up. In relationship, Bitcoin has been pushing up pretty hard here. And so a lot of times we've been talking about the BTC, NASDAQ, traditional markets correlation that we've been seeing. I've been waiting for it to kind of separate and then actually get that divergence going. So this is a great way to understand that, look, I'm expecting, if I see a push up on NASDAQ, right, at the beginning of the week, right, into the, and here's the other part right there, as you can see, at the beginning that we sold off on NASDAQ, and then we pushed up on at the end of the week because they took profit, right? Boom. In the same sense, we saw the opposite with Bitcoin, right? We saw Bitcoin go up right here, right? Monday, boom. And then we saw a sell off at the end of the week, right? So that's exactly what we saw. So now we're seeing that actually happen, which is a good thing. So that's really what we're seeing here. Bitcoin is becoming, or crypto is becoming its entity. It's stepping away from its family and becoming its own entity. And so you can sit there and see it actually happening this way. And it's a good thing. It is a very good thing. I'm excited because really, when you see these type of sell-offs and these type of movements, I try to go through and see what coins are pumping, and what can I take advantage of, right? And so those are some of the things that I look for. And oh, you are a douche. Oh, that sucks. Sorry. Wait, when was this? 9.
That's douches.
8. I could have bought in, look, because I always buy on Fridays with Crow. And it sold. I knew I should have waited because I knew it was most likely going to sell off here. But I knew this morning was going to be crazy and I was going to go on a bunch of stuff. So I would have forgotten. So I did buy earlier on 8 o'clock, right at the peak. Not at the peak, but right around here, around 13 cents. And I could have caught it for another, could have picked up more, Crow. Anyways, it doesn't matter. But one of the things I try to do is I try to go through my Rolodex here. Oh, I'm old when I say Rolodex. And I try to see what is actually fighting the trend, right? What's actually going up. So I'll sit there and I'll do this type of thing. Look at the markets. Here you go. You got HBAR, obviously, with everything that's going on. HBAR just got listed on Robinhood, and we're watching all that FOMO come in. So it was actually cool. It was actually kind of cool because it almost touched our area here down at that 22 cent area. So I'm expecting it went up to come down. I think over the weekend we'll see it come down into this area where you can capture a little bit of HBAR at that 22 cent area, as well as potentially the 18 cents. So we've got 2 markers here that I'm kind of waiting for us to see. So if you're looking to pick up a little bit of HBAR, remember, whenever something gets listed on a public forum exchange, and typically it's TradFi, what will happen is they'll push up the market and then they'll sell it off because they're taking profit.
Right.
They bought in because they knew that they were going to be buying and they were going to be listing it, so they'll go through and buy at the lows and then sell at the highs. And just say, hey, we're just making sure we have a balanced portfolio and not get in trouble. People who got in trouble for it was actually Coinbase a couple years ago because they were waiting like 3 or 4 weeks, almost a month, and they were pushing up the price right? And then they would list it, and then they would sell it off, and they got in trouble for it. There was a kid. Do you remember I forget.
Yeah, I remember.
This was like 3
Anyway,
years ago.
we got baby Draco in the house. Jesus.
Ooh,
good morning,
Steph,
good morning, good afternoon, good evening, all the way from Sucker Free City.
Sucker Free City.
We just commented yesterday. We had a good conversation in the words, and I can't remember what it was that came up, Pedro. We were like, hey, we need Jesus for that.
We need Jesus. Where is Jesus?
Jesus Christ.
I said something about Jesus being good, and you're like, yeah, where is Jesus? So it is good that we see our boy over there. Shout out. See,
Pedro, just so you know, we had the Rumble creator stat or measurement that we needed 20 unique chatters. And we got up through like 12 pretty quickly in the month, and then it was difficult to get more because the same ones are showing up every day. And we put out the word. We put out the word.
The call. We made the call out.
We put the phone tree on. Said, let's go. We now have 23 unique chatters this month.
Holy moly!
Yeah, we reached our goal, and a lot of them. Thank you to the Fire Chicken community. Chuck put the word out to them, and we got a quick boost. Thank you very much, and thank you very much to Cumgar too. But anyway, so we've met 3 of the 4 criteria in our first month back in the creator program, and we just need to do our 5 hours of premium, which we'll rip off here in the next week or something like that.
We're gonna be doing
for those of you watching on Rumble, thank you very much. I shouldn't say I should say we appreciate it very much because it's a big deal being officially recognized. Just like Steven Crowder and Dan Bongino, what's left of his show, and all the other people, it's a big
Those
deal.
are letdowns.
Oh, and Fire Chicken back on the giving train. Thank you very much, Chuck Jansen and the Fire Chicken for. That's right, a $10 donation. Thank you very much for the Rumble rant. Makes a big difference.
Oh man, huge.
Makes a big difference to the algorithm. It's not like we're getting rich from Chuck's fat sacks of cash here. It's actually telling the Rumble algorithm, hey, something's going on here. You guys need to watch out for these guys. We're really trying to pump up our relationship with Rumble. We're trying to get the attention of Chris, the CEO, and other people, and say, hey, let's have an official partnership here for the Blockchain Futurist Conference, or any conference for that matter. Pedro and I are one of their top crypto shows. Literally. Believe it or not. I totally forgot where I was going with that. But anyway, we want to succeed with Rumble. We need to build our connections with that. So all of this counts.
Yes.
Especially when you hit like, repost. The repost button works well now too, apparently. Into your Rumble feed. Really appreciate it.
And just giving thanks to you guys. Thank you so much for doing what you guys do. Thank you so much, Chuck, for just putting us into your community. Your community is our community. Dude, that thing gets me every time.
Once again, Pedro's OnlyFans account or your Grindr account, whichever. Oh.
Sorry. What's up, dude?
Oh, I was just using the sound effect that you didn't hear for the beeping out the voice.
I got you.
Oh, that was good. Why didn't that shit was supposed to put thanks to Fire Chicken for the $10 donation. There we go. There's on the studio feed. There is the donation banner.
Thank you. Appreciate every one of you. Brandon Commando, good to have you back, man. You're always a pleasure, man. You always ask good questions. And looks like we got a bump and Baby Drago, que pasa? He's actually in. He actually came over to Rumble. So thank you, man. Thank you. You rock, man. You rock. I don't care what those people say about you. I think you're cool. Okay? All righty.
Well, Pedro, before we go on further into our show here, I'm getting a little thirsty here, and I might need a little caffeine.
Ooh, tell me about what type of caffeine you like.
I think I might need to get some 1775 coffee here.
Oh, really? Tell me about it.
Oh no, it's not doing that thing again. Oh, boo!
Dude, that's the third Friday it's done.
You're right. It's always on Friday.
It's always on Friday. I pay attention to trends, and that's BS, dude. Come on, man.
Oh, our ad got busted.
That's BS. That's literally. It's always on Friday. Every single time, it's on Friday. I am not cool with that. There's definitely something there. So I would bring that up definitely to their programmer or whoever or whatever. Because
well, I got it to work. Pedro, I think I need a little coffee here.
Oh, really? Talk to me about it.
I kept pressing the button, and this time it worked. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you still haven't tried 1775 coffee, well, now's your shot. The 1775 starter kit just dropped. Only 1,000 units. It's scarce, just like Bitcoin. You're getting the bold dark roast that hits harder than a CNN fact check. You're getting the smooth medium roast. And you're also getting the Vitality Mushroom Coffee for a clean energy and laser focus. No crash. No. All this coffee is single origin, small batch, toxin-free, and mold-free. Very important, mold-free. You wouldn't believe the toxins and mold that are in other coffees. Plus, you're also getting a gold spoon clip because why? Because freedom isn't scooped with plastic, ladies and gentlemen. No. As for the coffee, you'll get a frother strong enough to stir up your coffee and your mother-in-law's political opinions. And a black 1775 tumbler that says, I don't take life advice from a woke sea witch. No. So it's $170 worth of coffee and gear, yours for $99. This is for the ones who've been watching 1775 blow up on Rumble, wondering if it's actually worth it. You know what's coming, baby. I got a spoiler here. The coffee is worth it. So go to 1775coffee/studio and grab your starter kit before they're gone. Bold beans, clean fuel, and a morning routine that stands for something, just like Rumble does. Start your day with coffee that actually backs what you believe. There's a QR code right here, ladies and gentlemen. It's right here. Go ahead and click it. All of you watching it right now, at least click it and visit the site, showing that our audience is interactive and will head over to our advertisers so they keep running these ads and sponsoring our segments. So thank you to 1775coffee.com/studio and grab your starter kit before they're gone. Thank you to Rumble and 1775 Coffee for sponsoring this segment. Whoop! You're on mute, Pedro.
That is awesome. Gotta love it. Let's go. I think what's interesting is when we're looking at the markets of lately, I've really noticed that we've really hit this this level of it's I wouldn't say peaking because I don't think we're peaking, but it's definitely like whenever the institutions feel like it's too good to be true, they definitely kind of do a sell-off, which I find really interesting. And it's almost like this feeling of like them like selling off and then buying back. And then I got to remember, oh yeah, you know what they do? They actually go through and they, as we all know, they sell off on Friday. And then what did they do? They buy back on Monday. And so because they never want to leave themselves too, especially on assets like crypto, where you could see a major sell-off, right? So I just found it really interesting that I've really been watching that, how like just predictable it is. And I kind of like it because the more predictable they are, the easier it is to take advantage of. So we'll see what's up, but I think we'll see a sell-off and then a rebound into next week. So that's kind of like what I'm expecting to see here when it comes to us playing here. Come on, why is this doing that? Let's try this.
Pedro, just so you know, our next ad that's guaranteed to be there for us needs 50 viewers.
Oh, well, guys, if you guys
so
could do
it's
us
a
quick
good
favor,
goal for us.
So here's the guys. We could actually do it today. We have enough guys. Many of you guys like Draco and Chuck, Fire Chicken Community. If you guys could do us a quick favor, man, go out, hit the like button, share button. When you share it, go through on whatever platform copy that, whatever you shared, and open it up into a incognito browser. And what that does is that shows the algorithm that, hey, these guys are doing good things, people are sharing it, and people are clicking on those shares. And then what happens is the algorithm typically takes about your share, and it will typically give us about 3 to 5 other new visual viewers. And the more people who do it at one time, it starts to add on exponentially. So all of a sudden, like if me and Tom do it, we'll get like 15 people. 15 people. If we got other people doing that, it'll jump up to 30 to 50 people. And so with 3 to 5 people, we could, not 3, but with 5 to 7 people, we could literally get up to about 200 people watching us, because the algorithm will push that out to other people, and it helps us out when it comes to numbers. So if you guys could do that, that would be just dramatic help for us as we also do it.
Fantabulous. All right, back to the show, Pedro. We don't want the rumble to catch on that we're doing that.
Yeah. All right, good point. So the other part I want to bring up here as well is you can see HNT. So HNT is actually coming down into our area here that I was expecting, down in that $3 area, 311 to 310. This should be a good little play. So the reason I bring this up is this play could be a play that you'd want to take part in relationship to a quick little play on, as I burp, on a perpetual. Again, it's not financial advice, but this is what I'm looking to do. Around this area, as we come down into it, this is going to hit a weekly moving average, which is the 8 and 20 are sitting right here. And so as I'm looking at it, military finance, whoop, whoop, good to have you, brother. Always good to have you.
That's Crypto Mike.
Yeah, I know. As you can see here.
Oh, Baby Draco must have sold him some wheels here recently. He's got a little money to put into crypto.
Oh yeah, baby, that's what I'm talking about.
What rice burner did you unload today?
That's funny. So this is one of the plays that I'm looking to take part in as we come down into this weekly zone. Again, it's perfectly played, and this is really important to pay attention to. Look at the last 2 weeks last 2 weeks of volume, and we had good volume coming into this. And so when I see then this week that we have a very short amount of volume, right? It's a similar, you can see that this volume is pulling back. So next week, I expect this to come down, come in, and go up. So I want to play this on the perpetual futures so that I can kind of add into that good move. And this potentially could be a big weekly play. So you can let this thing run for about a week, maybe even 2, right? So make sure when you do this, again, this is not financial advice, but this is the way I would play it, because you can let this extend as we come down. Is I would play, or what I'm looking to play it as, is literally get in for maybe $20, $25, and I want to use appropriate leverage, because you're trying to capture that day move, right? Because you're going to wait for it to sell off, come down, hit the liquidity area, which is what I have designed, which is basically that 20 period and 8 period and a zone. Again, I'm doing it again.
Drawing the balls, beans and weenies, twigs and berries, bangers and mash. Okay, bangers and mash is not one of them, but
I was going to say that. All right. Okay, you crazy brother. You can see all through right here, you've got a bunch of mechanisms that should say it's going to come hit liquidity and then see it turn around and continue back up. So you could take some of that profit and put it where? Into the coins that are your long term. Make sure when it comes to your risk, right, that you're not over leveraging, okay? Because there's going to be many more of these and you're not going to miss out, right? So that's what I'm saying. Take a few bucks and see if you can let it run for the full week, right? And all of a sudden take, $20 and see if you can turn it into $300-$400 as you let it run for the full week. All right, so use that appropriate Hey, Draco. Pixie, what's up? It is good to see you. Hey, ¿qué pasa, señor? We got everybody.
Hey there, Pix. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. You need to be on the show again here soon, so let's talk about that next week.
I feel like she doesn't like us. And she keeps saying, but then she never shows. So part of me thinks like she just doesn't like the Mexican with long hair and a big old nose, with big old ears, and a big forehead. A lot of big things.
Yes, that was super bad, Pixie. That super bad is such an excellent movie.
It's just bestest movie. It is.
I mean, dude, it's one of those movies. How do you write that stuff,
dude? It was so good. Super bad was so good. Like, dude, I went almost 2 years before I watched it. Like, because I didn't know how good it was. I kept hearing people like quoting it, and I was like, "What are you just talking about?" Like, it's super bad. And I didn't even realize it until like I was like, "Oh, it's a movie." And then
she says, "I'm kind of ashamed I knew that."
The BS.
Oh man, that was one of those movies I had no idea what was coming. I think my son said, "Oh, Dad, you need to watch this movie." And I was like, "All right." And then he told me who's in it, and Seth and crew and stuff. And I'm like, "Yeah." Well,
that was before they were even big names.
And I watched that, and I'm like, I'm just.
Mm-hmm. That's funny. It's actually really cool. Jumping back here real quick to crypto because I think it's like really funny. Not funny, but needs to be said. So have you been paying attention to the news at all, by chance? What are they saying? Dude, I love our crew so much, dude. I love the people who are in our community, bro. They are so freaking funny and amazing. Guys, I just want to give you guys heads up. We're at 25 people viewing it, which is epic and awesome. If y'all could do us a quick favor, McLovin. Bro, him and what was the one that he was also in when he was trying to be a superhero? Focus, Daniel-san. Focus. Come on. I've got a lot to get through here, and so you're not helping me.
She wants my dick in her mouth.
You're not. She wants.
I am McLovin.
No, you're not. No one's McLovin. McLovin's never existed because that's a made-up, dumb, fucking fairy tale name, you fuck!
Jeez, man, it'll...
Come on, focus, dog. Focus. You are throwing me off. And you know me, man, my ADD is real. I'm trying to, let me get done with this so our people can make some cash coming up this week. No, it wasn't this one. Where was it? Was it Pepe? Oh, yeah. All right, that's what it was, Pepe. All right. Whew. All right, so Pepe came down to our area here. And I actually went on the Zach Humphrey shows, the Breakfast Club over on X. If any of our viewers who don't know, the Breakfast Club is a great place to get alpha on like meme coins and also utility. They talk a lot about that stuff there, and they keep it very fun with XPO. Shout out to you if you're watching. Come into Rumble, my friend. Come into, or if you have a Rumble account, come say what's up, man. Love to have you, Zach and Mr. Paid XPO. All right, so check it out here real quick. We're watching the market come down into our level with Pepe, and what's dope about it is, what's nice about this is that we've got a 50-period moving average sitting right here, came right into our zone, and now we're starting to push up. So let's check out to see if we're seeing major volume at this level. Yes, we are. We're seeing good volume. Look at the buyer volume as we started coming down into our zone. Look at this, Ryan. Really, really nice.
Hey, that's behind me.
Oh, schnappity snaps. All right, give me 1 second. Boom. Okay. So you can see the sell-off.
That's behind the graphics. All you have to do is move it over like a small amount. There you go.
See this. All right. You can see right here. And I just want to also, all of our normal viewers, if you guys could share us out to additional social media platforms, and then open it up in another.
Dude, you were right in the middle of talking about Pepe.
I know. Okay, folks, I told you ADD. All right, so here we go. You guys can see as we're coming down, you saw the demand wicks coming in here as we came down into our zone. Even as we were coming down, look, we're coming down. Look at the demand wicks. Look at these buyer wicks as we're coming in, right? It pushes back up, right? And then look, we come down as we're coming down. So once we come into this zone, this thing is going to get up and go, right? So sure enough, we saw it, boom, get up and go, come up. So I'm definitely looking to see what's going to happen here. Now, if you took advantage of this on the 5 minute, which is what you should have done, what do I always talk about when we come into our zone, right? We want to see demand wicks, right? And then we want to see a drop in sellers, which is what we saw. So big O sellers, this drop in sellers, and then sure enough, we start seeing demand wicks come in. Boom, look at this right here. It came in. We want to play, wait, right here is when we get in. Then from there, you play it and we move up. And so this is what I'm always talking about, right? These are the plays that you guys can get and take a part in, right? This right here, you could have got in, right? Because you saw the drop and then you saw the increase in volume coming in. The demand wicks, we get above, you're gonna put your stop right here or right back here, and we could have rolled this all the way back up on this level, or you could have got back in right here, right? This would have been the area that you would have been looking at, right? This right here. Here are your demand wicks. We got above the 8-period moving average with good volume. Dog, come on, dude, you can't.
I can't help myself.
Bro.
Pedro, you've got fans now. You got fans. The nurses are wanting you. They're wanting up on it.
Wait, what?
Pixie's at her doctor's office, and so far 2 nurses want your digits.
Oof.
No, don't use those words. We will be sunk in the algorithm forever.
Got you. All right. Okay, we'll leave. Okay, we'll focus here. What's interesting is this, and I'm not gay, I'm just saying it, but it was just other things. All right, so you can see right here that this area is really important to understand because here's the low, right? So you got to play this in 2 different ways. You got to play the lows right here, right? And play this and caught a bigger 1-to-1 ratio, right? And as you can see, you would have hit it right here. So that 1-to-1 would have been nice. And again, this is a weekly moving average pump as well as a daily zone. So this right here is a great play to have to play off of the perpetual futures, because the reality is this, is as you're going out and you're actually trying, as you start to keep paying attention to us and watching us on a daily basis, you'll realize these plays happen at least 3 to 4 times a week, at least. So like one day you may just sit out like Tom, you've now taken a small account and turned it into a decent account, right? Where you've multiplied it 3 or 4 times on many trades because of the principles that we keep talking about here.
That's correct.
And I bring this up not because like I'm not trying to blow my horn. I just want to see you guys make money, right? That's my biggest case. I want to see you guys make money, and more importantly, I want to see you guys also take advantage of that so that you can put it into other like top 10, top 20 coins. Right? So these are these daily plays that you would play and have fun with. So again, now this is going to be a little bit of a play here. Now,
I'm hot today with the sound effects.
Some of them on air. Some of them on air.
Some of them on there.
I had 2 to choose from. One was Jerry Maguire, one was another one. I don't know, but
show me the money. Show me the
ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're entertained today, because they're not getting a lot of education. You're getting mostly entertainment, but it's our best show in a long time, Pedro. So.
Yes. Well, this is great. But okay, here's the thing. Guys, make sure you guys are logging in, and more importantly, subscribe, and also comment. Let us know where you guys are coming from, where you would like to be. Everybody knows I'd rather be on the beaches of where? San Diego
Santorini.
Or Santorini. No, Santorina. It's Santorini.
You know, Santa Maria, Guatemala, or something.
Santa Maria.
Pedro, for one of the things that has been requested by the viewership, otherwise known as Pixie, is SWE.
Yes.
Suey! Oh, where's the mute button?
Suey. Alrighty, let's check it out. Let's check out Suey here. So Suey came through. Let's remove that and pop like it's hot over here. All right.
How do I not have Suey ready to
Dude,
go?
I had the most weirdest experience that happened to me this weekend or yesterday. I went to like Home Goods because they always have like a good, I always like to find things. Home Good is the bomb diggity. Because I cook a lot, I do. So I can pick up like really like cheap or really good ingredients for like inexpensive. And so I went there and normally the girls are very standoffish who work behind there, just like blah, right? And it was really interesting. Yesterday, I was sitting there and I go back there and I always say, whenever I go to the counter to whoever it is, what are you going to do this weekend? You're going to try to take over the world, right? And most, the younger kids don't really even catch it, right? Like they're just kind of, they're not the clueless, but they're just, a little slow on it. And so I said it, and then somebody in the back was like, I'm going to take over the world, like doing, like, what are you going to do this weekend? Are you going to try to take over the world? And then the person behind it goes, you're saying Pinky in the Brain. And I go, I am. And it started a whole entire cartoon conversation that was so epic that I was there for like 30 minutes and 4 other like customers were walking by and said, oh, I love Thundercats. And it was sitting there, bro.
Jeez,
and I'm
babe,
going
what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm speaking of. So I thought it was pretty darn cool that I had a whole entire conversation with people. All right, let's check out Suey here real quick so that we can pop it like it's hot. So we are coming up into the end of the month, all right? We saw Suey push up, and we were actually going to go over this next week, but I will start this off today because we're coming up to the end of the month here. And so we all know what happens. If a market goes up pretty hard at the beginning of the month, what do we see? We see a seller wick come in, right? That seller wick allows the market to basically take profit. And then that money is what they use to drop the market at the beginning of the previous month or the next month. And then we see it go back up, right? So this is kind of like what we're seeing with Suey. So don't get freaked out over the pullback here. It's not that big as I burp in your ear. So sorry
Anyways,
about that, guys.
Suey at a Suey, whatever you want to say. Suey! Rocking a $13 billion market cap.
Yes.
For a chain that I really don't know what the F it does other than have other Suey meme coins on it or something like that. I mean, I know people preach it like it's the greatest thing ever, and people have ridden it up from like 5 cents all the way up, and they seem like geniuses. But I don't know what the F it does.
Does a lot. I'm going to go over TA and then we can go over it real quick. If you want to look it up, and then I can go, and then I'm about to be finished here with about 2 more minutes. Now, here's the thing I want to bring up. So this week, as we were looking at it, right, we're seeing it kind of, if we end at this level here, where we're ending in a green level here, or not a green level, as a doji here. We don't have a wick down right here for the previous week. Okay, so it's going to look for liquidity coming into the next couple weeks or coming into next week, right? Because there's no demand wick here. There's no defense here. So I would expect to see us kind of try to tap into this lower level here. And that's going to be this area right here. And I think it's like really, really important to see this. All right, so pay attention to this. I want you guys to pay attention here as I go into this, okay? When the market, we should see it into next week kind of pull back into these lower levels here. You have your 100-day and 200-day and 50-period moving average sitting at this level here. So this is going to be a major liquidity area. Plus, you also have a liquidity pool sitting also right here at your 200-period moving average. So this is a good play to play. So you could play this in 2 ways. you could play this off of this right here, this zone, and these will be multiple places you'll be able to take advantage on this zone area. It's going to be that 30, like the $3.40 area, which is going to be the zone where you can most likely it'll come down to and see a bit of a bounce. So you can play that on a perpetual future. You wait for it, like I talk about, come down, show volume, right? See a drop in seller volume, and then see the demand wicks where it basically sells off and then comes back up, right? And that's what we want to see, is we want to see the sell off and come back up, and you have that demand wick at the bottom that then communicates buyers are stepping in, and you want to see an increase in volume for buy volume, right? And it's going to be on your 5 minute, and you want to see it above that 8 period moving average on this. So make sure, granted, this is the daily candle, but the trade, the original, the first part of the play will start on the 5 minute. And so you'll be able to take advantage of that. Also, you have a liquidity area right at that 330 area, along with the 100-day period moving average. That in itself is so important because it allows you to be able to come in, to take advantage of all those institutional players coming in on SUI as it sells off. And so that if you're looking to maybe pick up the actual spot coin, I like that 330 area. And look, at the all-time highs here, you could potentially, it should come back down to this area here, down where that 50, 100 period. So the 50 period is the 320. And so you have all these major coins here that are now kind of finding support. You're seeing a pullback and now push up. So I'm definitely looking to pick up some SUI around this level here. And I mean the hard coin, like I talked about, trading the perpetual futures, earn cash, and then you'll be able to buy the actual hard coin itself. So I like this area right here as it pulls back into it. Again, I'm not going to double down and put the whole entire thing in it because it might even come back down and retest that 400 period moving average, right? Because the market typically always pulls back. But this is the area that I'm looking to kind of buy in and kind of put a position in at these levels here as well. So like I said, you could see a pullback of at least 80 cents to come down by this level here and then push it back up. And this is also all predicated on, as I talked about with Bitcoin coming down to that lower levels here, where it'll hit the supply area, or excuse me, the demand area, earlier what I was talking about with a lot of those moving average and as well as the liquidity that we were talking about earlier. So it kind of all plays in conjunction with each other. So that's about it for SUI. Talk to me, Pixie. Was it good? Was that what you wanted to hear, or is there something else you wanted to hear? She'll let us know.
Hey, Baby Draco, you're asking the question, where can you put your money? Pedro's not going to tell you where to put your money. You're going to put your money where you want to based on your own decisions. And I have to say that just so I can take this time to play this little banner here thing that says, this is an educational video and not financial advice. Nothing herein has been reviewed or approved by any competent authority or anybody that has any clue about anything regarding this. Pedro and I are here for entertainment and education purposes. Make sure you base your trades on what you want to do with your own money based on what you learn here and elsewhere on the great interwebs. Opinions of those represented here by Striking Pedro do not represent those of DYOR Media or anybody else. Please never listen to them. There.
There you go. Now the other.
But if you listen to Pedro, he's been telling you where to make where he's looking to make trades. So pay attention.
Yeah. So I'm always looking, and you guys know I share what I'm looking at. That's. Don't give me the B.
Don't give me the BS mumbo jumbo. Right, Baby Draco, I'm glad your English is getting even better now because that is a classic English term.
Yes. That's the mother tongue there. So as you can see here, what I always tell everybody to do is this. Crypto.com, which we need to put my Crypto.com thing up there so people can click it so I can make some money off of this and actually make it worth my while. I always tell everybody this. Look, I want you to DCA. I want everybody to DCA. I DCA on a weekly basis, okay? I go in, and typically on Fridays or on Mondays, I'll go in. Sometimes I'll DCA on Friday, and then wait for the sell-off or whatever, right? But the key is DCAing gives me a weekly or whatever. You can save up your money for a month and you buy in on a monthly basis. Now, I don't put everything in. What I do is I also save up capital. So when we have a major sell-off, kind of like what we had with Bitcoin when it went down to 70,000, 60,000, I will buy in at those levels when we have major sell-offs. So I have two forms of DCAing. One is literally I go through and I will go on crypto.com. They have baskets where you can buy the top 10 coins out there, or the top 20 coins, or meme coins, and these baskets hold, and they're very similar to what we look at when it comes to, and I think it's really important to understand this. Very similar to, these baskets are not mutual funds. Okay, they're not. But what they are is they're a jumble of stocks. So I tell you, invest into those, okay? And when you invest, right, and I'm not telling you to invest, this is what I do, but I will invest into these on a weekly basis or a monthly basis, whatever you want to do. Then I'm buying large portions. So I'm hedged, okay? So when the market sells off, because, I save money, so I weekly invest, and then from there, I wait for a sell-off in the market, and then that market, as it sells off, because I've saved extra money, it allows me to be able to buy when the market sells off. So I think it's really important to understand that. There's two forms, or I do two forms. I save money for a rainy day, for a big sell-off, and then I invest on a weekly basis. At least that's what I do. But you can do it monthly, you can do it bi-weekly, whatever you want to do, right? But make sure, I tell everybody, because this is just a typical thing to do in traditional finance. Take about 15% of whatever you make, 10 to 15% of whatever you make, and put it into it. Okay, whatever investment you look. Now, personally, I like the top 10, top 100 stocks, or top 10 coins and top 100 coins that are on a lot of these central exchanges. Now, a lot of these central exchanges, because of the new laws that are coming in, will be backed by the, what is that? It's actually kind of cool. Oh, that's the Space Lounge. All right, I got you. A lot of these exchanges, like Coinbase and the ones here in America, will be backed by the FDIC. I think they're going to back them by either $500,000. So if they go belly up, you know that you'll be able to get at least X amount. You can always diversify your holdings into different exchanges. As the new laws really start to get picked up, we'll definitely see these things kind of backed by basically the taxpayer, which is us. But those are cool little things to be able to pay attention to. So that's what I encourage you to do, right? If I'm going to encourage you to do something, I'm going to encourage you to do what I do. And basically, I buy a basket, and then I wait for a rainy day because I save up, and I buy when the market sells off. And then obviously, I'm pretty good at knowing when we're going to see it pull back. And so I want you guys to come here, get that good little learning, right? Like, what's up? What's up? You know what I'm talking about. Anyways, so this is where I just want to encourage you guys. Come watch the show on a daily basis. We do this, as you all know, from 12 to 12:30 to about 2 o'clock. And so we typically, if we're not having technical difficulties, we'll be on at 12. If we're having technical difficulties, as you all know, it's typically 12:15, 12:30, because we have a professional system here. And sometimes it wants to do its own thing.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Pixie says, Pedro's going to learn me some crypto. My teacher learned me good.
Hey, girl, shoot, come on here. You're more than welcome. Bring all those nurses, too, if they want. We can work with them and kind of help them understand.
Pedro, I have bad news. Or maybe good news. We don't know. The nurses are all men.
I don't care.
Please, that grinder. Oh, wait, no, never mind. Baby Draco says that we talked about XLM. No, we have not talked about XLM today, but Pedro may if you're nice to him. Draco.
Now,
Jesus,
XLM
whatever.
did that. So
Whatever your name is.
XLM did a little pop like it's hot here. And so one of the things I always bring up is this, is we had a huge push up again on the monthly basis. XLM did the pop. We actually stopped so many people out. This is how I know we're going to continue up. You see this monthly candle right here? Look at this. It's really, really funny. Okay. Look, we came in. We literally stopped out all these people who were literally short right here. And then they dropped it, which is like it's wrong, but it's what they do, right? And so you can see that now, because I see this right here, next month, we then should see, so we'll probably see a bit of a sell-off, maybe come back down to this level here. We'll probably stay above right here, this previous high right here. So we'll probably stay in between this area. Next week, we'll probably play around. So the reason I bring that up is let's look at XLM. If you're looking to capture this profit, this area right down in here, you could play. If we'll come back down into next week, hit this area, and then come back up and go back up here. And so be ready for that for XLM.
Sorry, that one was late.
Yeah, it's okay. So you can see here that this area right here, we have a lot less seller volume coming in and a lot of good buyer volume. You can see here at the peak, you definitely saw it come above. And this area here, you can see they stopped a bunch of people out and now they're taking profit to right here at these levels here. By that time into next week, these should be around this area right here. And so I would expect us to then come down to this area here for that. Alrighty, for XLM, that's what I'm looking at. XRP will look something similar because XRP had a really good this week, or had a really good time this week by moving up.
Certainly did.
Yeah, so, and with that, again, we're seeing the pullback. Again, what I brought up here, again, and this is really important, is that they didn't really put a big old wick right here. So I'm not really that concerned with it not pulling back, with the pullback here. You can see here that we didn't see an excessive amount of selling. I mean, as it's, you can see here, a better way of putting it is that the selling here is dropping off as we're coming down throughout the day, or throughout these days, couple days. They're basically taking profit. So you've got a couple areas that you could buy in on XRP. One of them, which we talked about, was that 250 area. We could see it come back down to this level here, and or just kind of play around right here. So we don't know exactly. There are a few liquidity points area that you could play. One's going to be right here. This will be a day trade where you'll go in, or actually probably a few like hours, maybe even a few minutes, based off of how good it does. But this area at that 266 area, where this is a liquidity pool play, this is not a zone play. They're similar, but this one's just a quicker profit take, right? And so we see it come down, boom, come back up and push back up, right? We could see that. But on this liquidity point, though, we're taking quick profits. We're coming in, tapping it, and then you take profits real quick in. And if you want to leave a moon bag, you can leave a moon bag in your perpetual futures contract account. So that's one of those areas you could play here on XRP as well. But it's similar to what we were seeing on XLM. So that's it in a nutshell. Now, are you
hold
thinking?
on, Pedro, on that chart right there. So is that the yellow moving average? Is that your 50 or 20?
That's the 20.
The 20. So it looks like it's, just from my noob point of view here, it looks like it's wanting to bounce off that in return. If the selling volume comes down and we get like just a simple green candle there, green candle close, it looks like the buying, I shouldn't say buying pressure, I should say seeking the liquidity that's higher will resume.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's actually a good way of putting it. I want to check out Bonk here real quick because Bonk has been showing a lot of, actually, I think I have it right here. A lot of promise. And I told Zach that I would go over Bonk and a few other meme coins that we're looking at. This area here, and I told him because I was looking for actual meme coins to kind of talk about today. This is a liquidity area that we actually played off of here with Bonk, and I don't know why it didn't keep it, but you can see here came down and pushed back up. It didn't hold. We're staying, but it looks like we're staying below that 8 period moving average. And today we're not really showing a lot of strength. So I would expect us to at least come back down to that 8 or that 20 period moving average, which is the yellow line right there. So it's one of those things that you want to be paying attention to. Here, let's check out the monthly real quick. Boom. The weekly. All right, this is another one. So that area also, there actually could be 2 areas right here. If we come back down over the week, this is going to act as well. So there's 2 areas right here. This the above one, and then this week, if we stay green, right, we'll most likely come back down to this area on the weekly. Boom, hit that and go back up. So there's potential 2 plays here that you could play off of this. But if we continue down on Bonk right here, this is going to be month. Yes, that's still the week. Play this here. At this level here, you have the 8 period moving average sitting on the weekly chart there. So if Bonk does start to see a sell-off, I would expect to see it kind of come back down, pop, and then come back down, tap, and then go back up. So this could be one of those plays that they're just seeking liquidity until they find a real zone. So be looking for Bonk to play off of that as well. Okay, boom, that's weekly. The monthly is below. Yep. Okay, right there. Let's check out. What was the other one that they brought up? Bobo.
Bobo?
Bobo.
Now that sounds like it has massive utility.
That's funny. That is funny. Bobo. As you
How
can
do you
see
spell
here,
that one? B-O-B-O?
I believe so. Hey guys, you guys do us a quick favor, hit the like button and share button. That helps us out so much.
God, there's all sorts of Bobos.
Yeah, you get the one with the highest liquidity. It's popping like it's hot. Like it's hot.
No, I'm looking on CoinGecko, so they don't sort that way. Bobo on ETH has $3 million in liquidity.
Ooh,
in one of the pools, has a couple of pools. There's got like some red square with a doofus looking brown bear or crypto bear in the middle of it.
I believe so, sir. It looks like that, right? Like a round, like a red circle.
Hold on, I don't see your screen. One second, let me head back to that. I don't know. Just bring it up, see what you got.
ETH. It should be on ETH.
I got a price of 0.007483, something like that.
Yeah. Around there, yeah. Like 47, excuse me, 07. It should be the area. And I believe it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. So 6 zeros, 7 is where it should be sitting. One thing about Bobo here is that we saw a good little push up and we blew, it literally fought through that 400 period moving average, which is sitting right here. This is the 400. You see this right here? This is impressive. This actually is really impressive. It fought through the 200. Actually, better said, it fought through the 20. Then it fought through the 50. Fought through the 100. Boom. fought through the 200, and now they're fighting through the 400. So if this thing pulls back, I expect to see it and it may not, but it could if it does pull back. And this is where I'm looking at it right. Where's that? Give me that weekly. Let me feel 1,000 times.
Bobo.
All right, so you got a couple areas right here. Okay, so you have this area right here. Just going to act as, okay, boom. So into next week, this will come up into this area. So you have the 8-period moving average. We've seen that we're fighting with higher time frame moving averages, but even in these fighting through these higher time frame moving averages, you can see that it's people are still buying, even though we don't have a lot of volume. I mean, look, this is normally counter a trend, and I would sit there and say stay away from this, but it is doing good. And because you look at all the demand wicks coming in, is really what I'm looking at.
Oh, let's see, how far is this into the show here? Tweeting this out to Bobo Coin as you review it.
Yeah, I just like it. So this area right here, being a pullback down into that 7, I think it's 601. You know, I forget what it was. 2, 4, 5, 6. So 60, 62 area. That 6205 area is where I'm looking at, and you can see it playing between the zone right here. And so if we pull back into that area, we should see some buyers step in again and see it get up and go. Even though we're seeing a depression of the buyers stepping in on the higher time frames, the actual coin is still pushing up. So I expect to see it push up. We've got the monthly, and it played off of this month so well. Look at this. It came in, it hit that the 20, sold off, and then we'll probably end up, like I said, around this area here in the next week, push back up and go up. And so that means that this would be popping, this would pop up. And if this close on the month next week above that 822 area, I mean, you've got this area right here, and this is, see, it's fighting with this area already. So this is really what it's fighting with. You've got the 8 and the 20, and you've got the zone here. So that zone basically is holding us back for now. But again, look, you're watching people step in and fight through it. So if it into next month, if we close up in this zone area, expect us to go up, down, then up into next month. It would look something like this, come down, and then it would go up like that, up even higher. I mean, really, it could get all the way back up to that. I mean, that's the real nut. It could take off 1-0. I mean, you literally could see almost a 20x off of this. If it closes into, if we see it close up into the 08 or 068 area, which is this right here, this level here, we see us close, then what it would look like, because again, I keep bringing it up, we are in the bull market. We're in the altcoin season. And so these little coins with major liquidity areas, these are like like a big booty white girl in the ghetto, right? Dudes can't stay away from them, okay?
They'd be like,
and so,
what was that? Shit. Don't let my woman see me looking at that.
As I say, a brilliant, intelligent, big booty white girl. But you can see here that it would look something like this. Let's go to the week. All right, let's go to the day. So it looks something kind of like this. We could see it come back down. All right, come back, boom, pop back up, close here. into next month. See it go down, boom, pop up. And then because the only thing that's stopping it to get to that upper level here, which is right here. What's that?
While Pedro's figuring it out, everyone, thanks for joining us, everybody, especially all those who watched on Rumble, or are watching on Rumble, I should say. Thanks for the few of you that are watching on YouTube and X, but thanks for the views nonetheless. If you could do us a favor, like, share, comment, do all of those things that you're supposed to do on social media. And as I always say, not because we're like, we need likes, and we're like, oh my God, we need likes. What we want is the algorithm to serve our videos and live stream to more people, and more likes, reposts, shares, and all that tells the platform that you're watching it on, hey, there's something good going on here. So do that. So please help us out. And also on Rumble, we're trying to reach 200 followers. We're at 170 something now. We'd like to reach 200. That's our next goal. So please follow us.
That is what I need. Okay, so you can see here, the next real, any type of real supply would be, we just got to close above the 20 on the monthly. And then if it does that, it's gangbusters. Like that, if it closes above this, if it closes above the 200 on the month, we pull back into next week, down into this level, and you see it close above the 400 period on the daily. Bobo's moving. Like it will, and it's looking, because you can see how they, even though they sold it off right here, the liquidity was getting pushed out literally because people were they were offloading. But any like institutional sits there and says, well, this could be the base. They can push it up to the next level here, which is up here. And from here to here, that is a great reward. We're talking, that's a 20x or close, right? So come back,
I like
down
20x's.
to the low. Yeah, absolutely. Why not? And it's a simple play.
All right, so Pedro, I'm gonna write this down and remember it for next week. What are we looking for here as a goal for Bobo?
We want to see Bobo close above the 400 period moving average in this week, which is going to be right here. This is the 400 period day moving average right here. Okay, and then
and what time frame?
Once we close, this is the daily. Okay, so but it's going to.
Has it been out that long?
We want, yes, bro. Pay attention, focus. This has been out, I think, for almost 2 years. Since I guess July of 2024. Yeah, so for 2 years they've been out for, or almost 2 years.
What, 1 year?
No, a year. Sorry, 1 year. And so like I could see them getting back up to their almost all-time highs. But even this, once they blow through this level here, they've got a free shot. It would look something like this. So this is what we want to see. We want to see it close above the 400 period this week. So Saturday. Then next week, we want to see it go down first, hit the liquidity area, and then we want to see it go up. And by the end of the month, we want to see it close above the 20 period moving average, which is sitting right here. So this is going to be a process trade. Just remember how we were talking about ETH, and I said ETH is getting ready to push up because it's finding support, right? And we saw a drop off in volume, but we were staying above that 8 period moving average as it was trending. So I said wait for a pullback, and it should explode out, and that's what we saw with ETH. Bobo has a similar situation, right? Like what we saw with ETH, but it's got to happen. There's phases here, right? It's like making love to a woman. You can't just go on in there. You've got to slow it down and take it in stages, right? In the same sense, that's the way trading is. It's a good way to trade, right? And that's how you want to do. You want to wait. You want to see it close above that 400 period moving average, which is this week. Then, and it most likely will, because look at today. Look at today's volume, right? On this red day. Look at this red volume on this, or look at this red volume on this day, right? So we're definitely seeing buyers step in. It's staying above the 8 period, which is your trending mechanism right here. Okay. And so the reason why I want to see it bust through the 8, come down, pick up buyers, because that shows me the institutions need more volume to push this up. So that's why we have that play here. We want to see it come down and then go up into next week. This week, we want to see it close above see it close up above the 400 first, and then next week see it come down first to go up. So that's it in a nutshell. Catch it?
Caught it.
All right.
Tweeted it out. Already got a response from Zach saying, liking the tweets, all that type of stuff.
Nice, baby. Nice. Yeah, have him check it out, man. Zachy Humphreys. Or I shouldn't say that. Zachariah Humphreys. Is that his real name? Or is that like a stage name?
All I know is that his name's Zach.
Zach. It's his truth. All right. So that's I like Bobo. And then the other one I think they wanted me to look at was shoot. There's a new one that I've learned about. It's called the Arena. It has a coin or something like that, and people can make money by basically live streaming, and it's actually tied to AVAX. So I met a guy over on Zach Humphrey's show today. Mess around with that and see what's up. I guess you can build quickly you can build a community there if you've got some entertaining experience. And so I'm gonna go in there and sing opera.
All I can think of is Adam Sandler as
All right, enough with that. Go ahead. Adam Sandler?
With the opera
Go. I'm sorry, go ahead.
All I can hear is Adam Sandler.
Oh, go ahead, but sorry about that.
It's machine language for
We're cackling over. Okay, I promise you, it's done. I'm not gonna do it no more. Go ahead.
Baby Draco wants a quickie.
All right, what does he want? What do you want, Draco? Talk to me, Goose. What you got going on? What did he want? Dude, everybody is popping today. What's up? We got Pixie in the house. We got Connect, love it. Baby Draco. We got Chuck the back. He came back in. We had to call him. Had to bring him back in. Love it. We got Mikey, Old Faithful. He was good. And then we have Kumgar. So that was fun. Fun times had by y'all. All right. I forget what the others. I was going to write them down, and then I got caught up listening to Zach. We'll go over that. I'll go back on Monday. But it's looking like it's going to be the end of the show here. We got 2 o'clock right now.
Oh, Pedro, I had a whole news. I had a whole news thing set up about what's going on in the week that's led up to this, including stories about Elizabeth Warren warning that the passage of the Genius Act will allow everybody to avoid all regulations altogether, and doom will come to the planet. But we'll spare everybody the news on that stuff because we're at the end of the show today. Got stuff to do this afternoon. I'm just hoping it doesn't rain here in the great city of Chicago, or rain bullets, depending on the type of rain you're looking at here. It's shaping up to be another deadly weekend in Chicago, unless it rains, and then the people don't get shot so much.
So when it gets hot, people get shot?
more people are out. When the weather is warm, people take to the streets because a lot of people that like to shoot each other don't have air conditioning. And so they go outside, they go to the parks, they intermingle, and as you know, when one 17-year-old sees another one from certain parts of the city, it's on. Just like, oh my God, I see him, I must kill him. And so it's these weekends in the summertime are tough here in Chicago. But if looking like it's going to rain, then they stay inside. Don't shoot each other. So it's weird how the police actually pray for rain on the weekends. They're like, come on, rain. It's sad. It's sad. But anyway, we did have a good week here, Pedro. We hit a goal of our 20 chatters. We've got 3 out of the 4 requirements to stay in the creator program. Nice. We would have hit it easily had we been under the old requirements. But that unique chatter thing is they had to put all these, like, we'll call them spam streamers into the creator program because they just put on the same stupid content over and over again. But nobody would ever, they get 20,000 views because they would play the same video over in one stream for 6 months straight. But they had no chatters. And then Rumble would have to share money with them. And they said, nope, need some chatters. And so thanks to everybody that turned out today. Really appreciate it. Chuck Jansen, Pixie and crew, Fire Chicken, Cumgar, Connect One, Crypto Unicorns, all these. What did we see? We saw a bunch of new names here today too.
Yeah, we did.
9 for 9. So they've already scrolled off the thing here. Thank you very much to everybody. I can't stress enough how much this means to Pedro and I, especially when we get a Rumble rant of $10 from Fire Chicken himself. That helps. That helps the algorithm dramatically. That's a new word. I just Pedro-sized that word.
Pedro-sized it. Dramatically. No,
not like like dramatically.
Yeah, I know.
But mastic, not madness. It's not.
Dramatically. It's dramatically, dude. Dramatically and magically.
Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with that one.
There we go. Yeah. I like it a lot. Alrighty. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming in today. You guys rock the mic. Again, we'll be back here tomorrow. Not tomorrow. You guys have a great weekend. And we'll be back here on Monday.
Monday it is.
Same time. 12 o'clock.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Eastern Standard Time.
Eastern Daylight Time.
Eastern Standard Time. New York Time.
New York. We'll just go with New York time.
New York time. There we go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks a lot to everybody that watched this week. We had a great time, great week. We got some good milestones in here for the channel, covered some good stuff. Hopefully you made a little money out there. I didn't because I was out of the market. I'll be back at trading next week here and sharing the results with you so we all can learn. As always, my name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking here in the digital media universe. The man next to me is Pedro Garcia, the crypto chart analyst, bringing you the best from DYOR Live. We'll see you here next week.
Taking a second to look into everything I can just bury beneath all the hate and the good in the way that they want to just make me believe in anything they can conceive. Keep it inside and break with the flow. Can be your ride, I'll open the door. When you arrive, I'll look at my soul. Nothing to see, nothing to know. Don't you know me, homie? I'll be on these lonely roads, riding with my dumpies open, hoping someone sees me choking. Pulling the cover up over my eyes, starting nothing to restore my sight. But an emotion can't keep it inside. Freaking a beat, believe it's my mind. Wondering how other words in my head will be coming right back to the start of the beat. People been leaving their evil open, hoping that God will see them free. Learn to sail your inner ocean, heart swollen, soul's frozen. Potion got me open, I can feel the bad omen, lost in this moment.